It's it's I think it's just being there. Sometimes people put their foot in their mouth and they'll say, "Oh, how are you today?" It's like, especially if it's very current. If you lost someone here within the last month or two and somebody goes, "Well, how you feeling?" It's like, well, how do you think I'm feeling? It's my first holiday without my loved one or whatever. So be careful how you place your words. I know sometimes people, they're just wanting to be there to support you, but be cognizant of how you're saying it and what you're saying. Sometimes it's just good just to open up your arms and just say, "Hey, can I give you a hug? I'm here just to give you a hug." And I think that would be the most important thing. Sometimes sharing a little food or something. Maybe if somebody is making cookies around the holidays, or making jellies or jams, or making a fruit cake. I don't know if you still make fruit cake or not, but maybe sharing a little gift. Sometimes, especially if the person that died was kind of the homemaker, like did all the baking and all the cooking and all that, and it could be the person that doesn't cook for themselves. So it might be something important where it's like maybe bringing them over a dish, or maybe talk to them and say, "Hey, I'd love to have dinner with you tonight," or I'd love to, can I bring you a dish? Is there something that maybe you're craving, that I'd love to just take something off your plate and make sure you have something to eat. Especially with, there's so many seniors that are shut in, so many seniors that could be your neighbors that just don't get out. And we talked about this earlier, that it's important that they do get out, but sometimes people don't realize that they need to get out. So, going over and just knocking on the door, saying, "Hey, I was thinking about you. I know that, so and so passed away. It's like, I just want to come. Can I just sit and talk to you for a little bit?" And hopefully they'll invite you in, and don't force yourself. You got to kind of read that person, because sometimes people, it takes them a little time to get through their grief, and depending on how quick they're getting through their grief, because everybody grieves differently. Some people get through the stages of grief more quickly than others. But I think it's important just to be there, and just to allow that person, maybe you can be their sounding board too. And that would be really important, to say, "You know what, have a couple questions," so then they can go ahead and talk about that person, because talking through and letting them share stories, even like holiday stories about their loved one, will help them get through their grief. So I think just having the patience and the time to have a little interaction. Be careful how you word your things, but just be there. I think that is the most important thing. Just be there for that person. And you'll read them. They might say, "Hey, you know what? Right now is not a good time." And then so say, "Hey, how about this afternoon or tomorrow morning? Let's put it on the calendar. I'll come back tomorrow." If they said this moment isn't good for them right now, go back again, because sometimes you want to make sure they're not going to be that shut in. They're not going to be that recluse. So you want to make sure, say, "Hey, if now's not good, when's good? You tell me when. I want to be here," and come back in the afternoon, come back the next day. Let's get it on the calendar. And then when you come back, then you can bring that food gift, or that little something, that warm, fuzzy thing to make them feel good. And maybe start a new tradition with them after that too, especially if you're a neighbor, for a while, till they can get through their grief. And you'll see, as time goes on, the more you talk and you get to know them a little bit more, they'll start feeling a little bit more open and a little more comfortable about that interaction with you, and maybe start something new with your neighbor, your friend, or your loved one.